Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Said and I am from India. As we all know that today, September the 11th, India is observing a national mourning day on the heartbreaking passing of the Queen of United Kingdom, the late Queen Elizabeth II. As per the protocol, on this day, on this doleful day, the respected national flag of India would be flown at half-mast and there would be no official activity of entertainment today. Now, before sending my condolences and my further well wishes, I would like to dwell into past and mention the theory of divine right of kings and queens from the European history. According to this theory, the king or the queen was the head who derived his or her authority directly from God. Hence, the monarch was the representative of God on earth, and this prevented him or her from all the rising questions and gave them the freedom to take their decisions without being under any pressure. Although this doctrine, which supported the monarchical absolutism, virtually disappeared from the politics of England after the glorious revolution of 1688, but it cemented a kind of mentality in the monarchy and in the commoners that the king and the queen have gotten an unquestionably supreme existence among all humans. In the light of this sight, the differences we saw, or the ups and downs the world and the humanity experienced, was the matter of individual perception of different monarchs who came to the throne. Many of them took it as a privilege and lavishly enjoyed their life, whereas many took it as an opportunity to act freely, being devoid of any oppression. But apart from that, there were many monarchs who took it as a responsibility and a devoted duty to work for the sake of humanity, to create an example of decency and gratitude, to promote and flourish the hope, faith, and positivity, who believed that the Almighty God is the one whom not only they, but everyone has to answer for their deeds in this world. The late Queen of England was among such monarchs who felt the responsibility more than the booze of privilege and enjoyment. Talking about hope and positivity, I remember very first public speech of the late Queen, the time when she was a 14-year-old princess and the world was witnessing the genesis of the second massive war of the world, the Second World War. It was a great tough time for everyone as the children of Britain and Commonwealth countries were evacuated to other countries for safety reasons. In that time of great darkness and hopelessness, the then Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill, asked the then King of England to let his daughter, Princess Elizabeth, to deliver her very first public speech to bring a ray of hope among the masses. Apart from her speech says, "And when peace comes, remember it will be for us, the children of today, to make the world of tomorrow a better and a happier place." She took this hope and positivity from her princesshood to her queenship and then throughout her life, even in the hardships of corona pandemic. It is famously said that to make a good present and a good life, one needs to learn from the past and to hope better for the future. Such was the personality of the late Queen, as I remember, and I wish to quote a part of her speech from her coronation. It is said, "Although my experience is so short and my task so new, I have in my parents and grandparents an example which I can follow with certainty and with confidence." Another part says, "Therefore I am sure that this, my coronation, is not the symbol of a power and a splendor that are gone, but a declaration of our hopes for the future, and for the years I may, by God's grace and mercy, be given to reign and serve you as your Queen." This shows how willing the late Queen was to live her life and to carry her responsibilities under the shadow of her ancestral values with the torch of hope for the future in her heart. The relation between India and the late Queen Elizabeth II was a very warm and cordial one. She was the first British monarch to accede the throne after India's independence from the colonial rule. She visited India 3 times throughout her whole lifespan. That was in 1961, 1983 and 1997. And every single time India welcomed her wholeheartedly, gave her immense respect and got cherished under her company. She was also the very first British monarch who greatly respected the independence of India, which was also greatly reciprocated by India, as she was invited for the 50th anniversary celebrations of India's independence. Not only that, but she also hosted 3 presidents of India in her time of queenship: Dr. Radhakrishnan in 1963, Mr. R. Venkataraman in 1990, and Mrs. Pratibha Patil in 2009. She also honored Mother Teresa during one of her visits to India. There's a part of her speech which she gave on her visit to India in which she praised the rich hospitality of India. She said, "The warmth and hospitality of Indian people and richness and diversity of India itself have been an inspiration to all of us." But at the end of the day, we all, willingly or unwillingly, happily or unhappily, have to accept and acknowledge the fact that the cycle of life keeps on moving and the destiny of this journey is hereafter. And to reach there, one has to go through the colossal gates of death. And there is not even one man or woman who can stay away from that. And why to stay away when you know that there is salvation? Once your righteous steps rise above from the path of mortality, just the grief which remains is due to the parting from our near and dear ones and our longing for them. The 8th of September 2022 was the day when death kissed the Queen, and she departed from this day to day, gravitified materialistic life, and we saw the end of an era, the era of youngest, oldest and longest Queen in the history of England. The late Queen left and made London full of deep laments. Her family, friends and all her followers, the well-wishers, were all in intense sorrow. People in black coats, ties and gowns were all to be seen on the roads of London, contributing to the immense sadness of their royal family. And not just England, but the whole world, including India, felt the grief of her demise, as she was not just a Queen of England, but was a part of the current group of few kind global leaders. She was the part of humanity, a human being with humility, humor and humbleness. The monarchy itself experienced the joy of a youth, the maturity of seniority, and finally the distress of her demise. Our condolences with the family of the late Queen, and may the Almighty God bless King Charles III with the enlightenment of righteous path, the path on which there is happiness and acceptance of the Almighty Creator. Thank you so much.